Alright, let's look at this next lesson in our quadratics unit where we're going to actually find the solutions of the quadratic today using something we call the quadratic formula. So, which number, let's just do now on discriminates. Which number is the discriminant of a quadratic whose roots are real? In order to be real, you have to be equal to 0 or greater than 0. So I'm going to get rid of any negative number. Unequal means the number would have to be greater than 0. Because you would have to have two solutions, and you get that by being greater than 0. And irrational, the only irrational number here, if you take the square root of it, is 7. Because the square root of 4 gives you a rational number. Alright, now this one, which equation has a real? Real means equal to 0 or greater than 0. Rational means it's going to be a perfect square. And unequal means it's going to be greater than 0. Alright, let's see. For number 1, b squared, so 10 squared minus 4, a is 1, and c is 25. Let's try typing this in. 10 squared minus 4 times 1 times 25 would be 0, not the answer I'm looking for. Let's look at number 2, b. b is negative 5 squared minus 4, a is 1, and c is 4. Let's type this in. Negative 5 squared minus 4, 1, 4. Ooh, that gives me 9. 9 is a perfect square and it is greater than 1, so my answer is choice 2. Alright, so today let's learn about this quadratic formula. The quadratic formula is the fail-safe method. It works for every single quadratic. You just have to get it in that ax squared plus bx plus c form equal to 0, so you can find out what the a, b, and c is. It might be a little bit of work for some of the easier quadratics, but for every single quadratic, you can find the solution here. So, there's a little song that goes along with it, and it goes, x is equal to negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. X is equal to negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. And you should realize this part is our discriminant formula. So, steps for finding it. You are going to first make sure that your quadratic equation is equal to 0. Once it is equal to 0, you can list what your a, b, and c value is. Then you will substitute those into the formula. You will simplify the part that's inside of the square root and then go through it to find the most simplified radical form answer. And this is an example if you want to pause it and look at this example, but we will get into an example now. Alright, we're already equal to 0, so I could say that my a is 1, my b is 3, and my c is 2. Now I need the formula. The formula is negative b plus or minus square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. X is equal to. So this means that I'm going to be doing x is equal to negative, then I'm going to put whatever b is, plus or minus the square root of b, whatever b is, squared, minus 4, whatever a is, whatever c is, all over 2, whatever a is. Alright, I'm going to copy this part because this is what I'm going to use for every single formula today. Alright, so x is equal to negative b is 3, plus or minus b, which is 3 squared, minus 4, a is 1, c is 2, all over 2a. Alright, start by doing what's negative 3, just negative 3, plus or minus. Now, do not type in the square root part, just type in what's under the square root, which is 3 squared minus 4, a, c, that is 1, all over 2 times 1 is 2. Alright, let's see, what is the square root of 1? The square root of 1 is just 1, so it's plus or minus 1 over 2. Because this one turns out to be a rational number, we can separate it into two different answers. Negative 3 plus 1 divided by 2, and negative 3 minus 1 divided by 2. And let's see what these two answers are. Negative 3 plus 1, let me make my fraction first. Negative 3 plus 1 divided by 2, and then negative 3 minus 1 divided by 2. So I will get negative 1 and negative 2 as my answer. So x is equal to negative 2 and negative 1. those are my two answers. Alright, let's try the next one. Already equal to 0, good, so A is 2, B is negative 9, and C is 4. So now the formula is right here, and I'm going to plug in what I know. Try this part. X is equal to negative V. B is negative 9, so right now we have negative 9, plus or minus B squared. B is negative 9 squared, minus 4. A is 2. C is 4, all over 2A. A is 2. So we get X is equal to negative 9 is just positive 9, plus or minus square root of negative 9 squared minus 4. A is 2 and C is 4, which gives us 49, and then all over 2 times 2 is 4. Now the square root of 49, don't forget, is positive or negative 7 over 4. So now we get two different answers. X is equal to 9 plus 7 divided by 4, and X is equal to 9 minus 7 divided by 4. And let's try these both answers. 9 plus 7 divided by 4, and 9 minus 7 divided by 4. We get 4 and 0.5. Now they're not going to all work out to be nice rational numbers like this. Let's look at another one. Let's first get this equal to 0, so I'm going to add 3 to both sides. So I have x squared plus 8x plus 3 equals 0. So I get A is equal to 1, B is equal to 8, and C is equal to 3. So now this is my formula, and let's plug in what I know. X is equal to negative B, B is 8, plus or minus square root of B squared, B is 8 squared, minus 4A is 1, and C is 3, all over 2A, which is 1. Alright, so then I would get X is equal to negative 8, plus or minus. Just do the part that's inside the square root, so 8 squared, you're basically doing the discriminant part, minus 4, 1, 3, that is 52, all over 2 times 1 is 2. Alright, now the problem is if you try to take the square root of 52, that is not a nice number. So let's do that. Let's simplify that on the side. Can I simplify 52 at all? Try dividing it by 49, 36, 25, 16 doesn't work. Let's try 9. Let's try 4. 4 works, 4 and 13. And the square root of 4 is 2, 2 square root of 13. So the square root of 52 simplifies to 2 square root of 13 over 2. And now we can divide each of these parts. Negative 8 divided by 4 is negative 4, plus or minus 2 divided by 2 is 1, square root of 13. You do not divide what's under the square root. That stays the same. And that is our answer to what x equals. And let's try this one. Already equal to 0. So now we have A is equal to 3, B is equal to 4, and C is equal to negative 1. Again, this is my formula. Alright, so negative B is 4, plus or minus B squared, which is 4 squared, minus 4, A is 3, C is negative 1, all over 2A, which is 3. So x is equal to negative 4, plus or minus. Let's do just the part under the square root, the discriminant part right now. So 4 squared minus 4, 3, negative 1. That gives me 28 all over 6. So I already know the square root of 28 does not work out nicely. So let's simplify that into 28 divided by 4. Does that work? Yep, 4 and 7. And the square root of 4 is 2, square root of 7. So I'll get x equals negative 4 plus or minus 2 square root of 7 over 6. And let's try this. X is equal to negative 4 divided by 6 is negative 2 over 3, plus or minus 2 divided by 6 is 1 over 3, square root of 7. And we could write that as one whole big fraction with 3 at the bottom, and then negative 2 plus or minus 1 square root of 7 on the top. This would be our final answer. So yesterday we were using the discriminant to tell us where we're going to have 2 or 1 or 0 answers, and then were they going to be rational, irrational, unequal, or equal. And today we're actually finding what are those actual answers. And that is how we use the quadratic formula x is equal to negative b plus or minus square root b squared minus 4ac all over 2a to tell us what x equals in a quadratic equation. And remember, this is a fail-safe method that works every time.